What's up, my loves? My name is Natalie. Welcome to my very first YouTube video. I'm finally filming, and I'm actually just going to step right into it, guys. This is going to be a video on my skincare and foundation based routine. I've actually just started venturing out into skincare. This is the Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Peel Extra Strength Peel. I really love this. It's been working on evening out my skin tone and getting rid of my dark marks, and it's been working, so I'm just going to continue using it and see where it goes from there. Next is the Ole Henriksen The Truth Serum. This is really good. It has a lot of vitamin C in it. Both these products were suggested to me by my best friend Sophia. Thank you so much, girl. It's actually working and I love it. I suggest it for everyone, actually. Next, for the first time, I'm using, believe it or not, the first time I'm using the Tatcha The Water Cream. And I used to think that I had oily skin until a Sephora rep actually told me she believes I have dry skin. So I wanted to see if I switch up my products from matte to luminous and dewy to see what kind of longevity I get out of my makeup. So I'm going to put on this Tatcha The Liquid Silk Canvas Primer. I'm actually a huge fan of the original Silk Canvas. Again, it's mattifying, so I wanted to see if I try the liquid version, what difference I would get there. And this is actually really good. It has a super blurring effect. I don't know if you can see it, but like that little white cast that it gave really blurred out my pores. Next, I'm gonna take this beauty blender, and I promise you guys it is clean. I washed it right before the video, but I'm actually gonna take my foundation, and do not judge me, y'all, but I'm gonna put it right on my beauty blender. So I'm super lazy and impatient, and I'm not with putting it on the back of my hand or on a plate or all that mess. I just put it on the blender and right on my face. And as you can see here, it's a different color than my actual face skin tone, but my face kind of is different from my body anyway, so I really like this one because it gives me like a nice bronze look. And I promise you, once I put concealer on, it's gonna look even, so just bear with me for like the beginning parts of this video. Right here, I wanted to really show that I'm blending it into my neck. That's super important, especially since it's a different color than my original skin tone. And as the more you blend it into your ear and your neck, the more flawless it's gonna look. So I really suggest that, especially if you're using darker foundation like I do. And I promise you, it might look a little wonky in the video sometimes, but it's the lighting, guys. I did purchase a ring light, so my next video should be with the ring light. But it looks different, but I promise you in person it's not. And I forgot to mention it, guys, but the foundation I'm using is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade Maple Sugar. Now I'm going to jump right into concealer, and I don't show it right away, but I'm actually using the Kevyn Aucoin concealer. It's in a pot. I know it's called the Sensual something. I can't remember the full name of it, but it is amazing. It has a peach undertone, the color that I use, which is great because I have dark circles under my eyes and I really want to cancel that out. It drives me nuts. So I started applying this with a brush. This is actually the collaboration with Beauty Bay and Mitchell. This is from his Acid Rain collection that came out. And I'm patting it on because this is usually used for eyeshadow base, to put on your eyeshadow base, but I decided to use it for my under eye concealer to see if I get a more opaque result from it. So it actually looks really good with the brush. Yeah, there we go. That's my Kevyn Aucoin concealer, the Sensual something, and I'm using color SX09. Really, really love this color. It matches this foundation beautifully, especially when I blend it out. So now I'm actually starting to put it in my T-zone because you don't want to have like dark foundation and bright under eyes and then that's it. You need to kind of even it out. So a little bit on the forehead, a line down the nose, anywhere where natural light will hit your face. That's where you want to put your concealer if you're into concealer. This is a brand new beauty blender, and I promise you this one is clean as well. It's not the one I applied my foundation with. And I'm using this just to blend out my concealer. I'm starting with the forehead because I want to let the concealer dry a little bit under my eyes so that it gets even more opaque. I'm doing the same on the other side, and you can kind of still see my dark spots a little bit because I didn't put on this concealer the way I normally do, but I will speed this up and then I'm gonna apply some more actually, because I like those dark spots to be gone. I'm gonna get tired of this brush really soon and I'm gonna be like, forget this, and I'm gonna put it on with my beauty blender right in the concealer pot. I'm a savage, yeah. But so much better, and it lightened up under eye even more. And just put a little bit down my laugh lines as well. Look at that, so much better. Change positions. Next, I'm jumping into eyebrows, guys. Yeah, I need to learn how to position myself so you guys can see me and I'm not blocking the camera. But yeah, so I start off, this is the Benefits Precisely My Brown. This is actually from the kit that Desi Perkins did with Benefit. And I got the darkest shade, but I think I want to go a shade lighter because I have pretty full eyebrows for the most part. And I don't think I need to get the color this dark, but I promise you in the end, I make it all better. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys that my eyebrows are actually two different shapes, so I have to like work. I'm not the type of person that's like, oh, they're sisters, not twins. No, I want them to be twins. It drives me mad when they're super different. So I apply my pencil along the bottom just to create like a line on where I want the brow to go. And as you can see, I only applied it on the bottom and my brows are super full. So they're gonna look very thick, and I promise you I'm gonna clean up with concealer and make them thinner, but I have thick eyebrows from the beginning anyway. Closer to the nose, and I like to do like little strokes. I want to learn how to get that feathered look, so I make my brows super messy and then I clean them up with the concealer. And here I'm using my actual Kevyn Aucoin concealer on the bottom, but I don't like to use concealer on the top of the brow when I clean up because I don't like that difference between the foundation and the concealer. It's too different. Under the brow is okay because it serves as a brow highlight, and this brush is awesome for that. Like, this brush is actually really good to do cut creases and stuff, so I want to practice some cut creases with this brush. This brush is bomb. Dang. Now I'm gonna go on my foundation. Now I show it, but yeah, now I go on my foundation on the top, making sure everything is even. Yeah, I'm gonna clean up all that mess right there. I'm actually gonna make it a little skinnier too. Super thick in the video, but like this just matches my natural brow. And then a nice trick that I like to do is when I feel I've gone too dark, I'm not taking off the whole brow, sweetie. So I don't add any additional product, but I take the brush that I was using my concealer with and I just go over like the beginning of my brow, and look at that, it starts to fade it away and make it look way more natural. So I don't have like those super dark weirdo eyebrows from the beginning to the end. I like it to be like more gradual, and then I just comb it in so it gets nice and even there. Yeah, much better. And trust me, I cut a lot out of this video, but brows, like I'm super obsessed with brows and it takes me forever to do my brows. So next I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty, I believe this is called the Pro Filter Powder or Instant Retouch, something like that. But it's the powder, the face powder from Fenty, and I'm using it in the color Banana. And I just made sure that I took out all the creases from under my eye because, yeah, your girl is a little bit up there in age and she got creases under the eyes. And I'm just making sure that that concealer is blended out as much as possible before I start adding powder. And I learned this trick from watching Jackie Aina videos. So the Fenty powder is super awesome and it will make your skin look flawless. But you need to make sure that you don't put too much because then it's gonna look cakey. So she taught me how to just dip my sponge in the powder and then tap it off on the palm of my hand. And bang, look at that. It looks so smooth and beautiful. I actually forgot to take out the creases on the other side of my concealer. So I just used the other side of the Beauty Blender, tapping off the powder again, and then super light layer of that powder, all of it on my hand as you can see there. And this powder is just so amazing. I love it. I do not put on makeup without it. And then the excess that's on my hand, just putting it on my forehead where I had concealer earlier, evening out the brightness in my face. So now I'm trying out, which I believe was for the first time, the Cheeks Out Fenty bronzer. I believe this is in the color Honey Glaze. And it's actually really good. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to put it on with a brush or my Beauty Blender. I opted, because it's cream, to just try it out with my Beauty Blender first. I did dip my fingers in there a couple times, as you saw. So on this side of my face, you can actually see it like come up. Like I thought it was going to be super sheer from watching videos, but it actually looks really good. And I like it as like a nice little base. So I put my bronzer everywhere that I normally would, and now I'm gonna set my face with the same Pro Filter powder in the color Cashew. So I do my under eyes with Banana and the rest of my face with Cashew, and this combination for me, guys, is bomb. Dipping my sponge in there, tapping it off again, and then this powder is gonna go everywhere except my under eyes. When I mean everywhere, I mean my entire face. I love this shade for me. It also helps to make that foundation color a little lighter, also blending it into my neck. I'm smiling here because my husband came in with the baby. But yeah. So everywhere, and it really helps even out that color of my skin. It's starting to match my neck and my chest a little more. But I love starting off with that dark foundation. And you can feel it like working into your skin when you put powder on. And I do OD, guys. Like I really put on a lot, as you can see, but it actually doesn't look cakey. And just make sure I put it everywhere. Yeah, that was a lot. But just look at that, blend it out, gone. It's so pretty, guys. Oh yeah, he was making a lot of noise. Hi. And I actually like to use, again, the Benefit eyebrow gel, and it's also from that same kit. The brush on this, guys, is fire. Like, yeah, 24-hour brow setter, so good. Like, yeah, that's the wide side, but look how flat that is. And I actually use it like an actual comb, and I comb the hairs right up so I can try to like work on getting that feathered look. But I need to do a little bit more practice because I want it super feathered. Bomb. I love this stuff, guys. And it also helps, like when your eyebrows are too dark, it also helps to take away some of that dark eyebrow pencil and make it look more natural. It's so good. Yep, so now I'm gonna wipe away my under eye powder. So I wiped away a little bit under the eye, but for the entire face, I just pressed it in. And like it gave me so much more hours of wear. Yeah, and super blending the neck, y'all. See, I don't play. We're not having any harsh lines over here. And now I'm actually going to put on bronzer. And I just place that along the high points of my cheeks, along my forehead, and along the jawline, that helps to create an extra snatched look. And I put that everywhere. So I had the cheeks out underneath as a base, and then this is just going on top. Yeah, so pretty. And the lighting from the window again is not as bright as the other side. And I like to use that same bronzer to contour my nose. And then here I'm adding some more of that powder to create more of like a natural contour. I will literally be here forever contouring my nose. I broke my nose when I was younger, so I feel like I don't think it looks too even or as even as I want it to. So I literally take forever on my nose contour. Sometimes I don't do it, like if I'm in a rush. But yeah, just putting some of that powder on the nose. I'm sorry I'm blocking it, y'all. But just a little bit of powder over the bronzer, and it helps with the contour a little bit. It's not looking really good on camera, but I was happy with it in person. Yep, so now I'm gonna start with the Cheeks Out blush, cream blush from Fenty. A lot of Fenty products in this video. This is in Fuego Flush. And I'm just starting off with this one, and I believe I'm gonna start with the blender again. And you can see it a little bit on this side. These are kind of sheer, and I really wanted a peach blush. Oh, and I totally forgot that I bought with the Cheeks Out bronzer and blush the brush that goes with it, so I'm actually gonna start using that now. And I decided to change from Fuego Flush, and I'm gonna put Petal Poppin', because I put Fuego Flush on both sides and I felt like I couldn't see anything with my bronzer. And this brush, guys, is bomb. It is very dense, it is full bodied, and there we go, we are starting to see a little bit of color. And I fast forwarded a little bit because, again, I will be here forever in the makeup. And I'm using the natural light from the window in the living room to see. And it applied pretty nicely. It looked really good in person. I felt like I couldn't see it at all in the iPhone screen, but in the compact, I saw all the color. So again, guys, I'm sorry, but I will work on lighting for the next video. My first time, guys, bear with me. Now I am dipping back into my Pro Filter powder, and I'm gonna carve out my cheeks. So I'm just gonna carve out as best I can with this beauty blender. And I use the color Cashew because I want it to be as close to my skin color as possible. I don't want my face to look too white underneath. And then I just fix like the way it looks. I did the same thing on the other side. A little closer look, yeah, just a swipe down, boom. And it really helps make your face look snatched. Like, it makes your contour, bronzer, blush look beautiful. Now I'm going to beat myself with the brush, taking this powder off. But you can see on this side best how when the powder dissolves, how beautiful that contour looks. Like, it looks snatched. So pretty. And I like to blend a lot because I'm not a fan of harsh lines anywhere. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. And I really go in on this side because I felt like the powder was not coming off. And just to make sure that that wasn't super, super harsh, that carve out, I just go over again just a little bit with the bronzer brush, but no more product on it. And I'm wiping away again, just blending, blending, blending. And now I was originally going to do like a whole eyeshadow look, but I think my daughter was starting to wake up, so I decided to just take bronzer and put it in my all over my crease. And this is definitely like, this is basically like an everyday look, because whenever I'm going out and I do not feel like doing an eyeshadow look, I'm just gonna put bronzer in the crease, and this gives excellent dimension. It looks beautiful, and I'm feeling this base so much. Look right there, it just looks beautiful. That contour is gorgeous, so nice. Yeah, and I didn't put any mascara or anything else on this video because I thought I was gonna do eyeshadow look right after. But yeah, this is the Fix Plus, the Rose Gold Edition, and that really just helps set everything. It also helps all the colors like melt together. I love this stuff. Like, I will spray that forever. And right here I was feeling the bun, extra cute. Okay guys, last but not least, I'm just adding some of that bronzer to my lower lash line. Even though I concealed and baked under the eyes, I still suffer from really bad creases, so I like to smoke out the lower lash line to help disguise those creases. It's actually a really good trick, and I usually always do this. I just happen to forget to do this before using my setting spray. Okay guys, thanks for watching my very first YouTube video on my skincare and foundation based routine. I promise next video I'll have eyeshadow for you and all that. Thanks for watching, loves. See you next time. Bye.